Time edition of the Rams pregame show delivered by Little Caesars, the official pizza of your Los Angeles Rams. Good evening from SoFi Stadium. I'm J.B Long with my friends and colleagues, Aaron Donald and Aaron Donald.
Dang right. Absolutely. We're all Aaron Donald tonight. Fun night. Can't wait. It's something about lights that just fire you up. I mean, it should make your blood boil. This is going to be a fun game tonight.
You know, as a former player, it does take a lot for you to wear another man's jersey. But not only am I proud to wear this jersey because of what Aaron did and stood up for this thing, I tried to go steal a bobblehead, and the lady, slapped my hand when we walked in. I was like, hey, don't you touch me.
Did you get one? Did you get a bobblehead?
I have the jersey.
No bobblehead.
I don't have a bobblehead.
I told her, I said, don't you touch me. That's Aaron Donald there. Everybody should get one of those.
All right, it is our Aaron Donald celebration night against Tampa Bay. We also have My Cause, My Cleats, and, of course, a huge game with playoff implications between the 6-4 Buccaneers and the 8-2 Los Angeles Rams on Sunday Night Football. I think we got to start with the defense after 4 takeaways in a win over Sam Darnold last week.
Great game.
Yeah, what do you make of Chris Shula and his game planning?
I like the way he's calling the game. It's an attacking style defense that doesn't allow big plays. You don't allow explosives. I mean, that's about as perfect as you can get. So I do a lot of talking about the front, and it's warranted. But let me give some credit to the linebackers and safeties. They have done a fantastic job of accepting the responsibility of playing the run properly. When there is a gap switch, a tight end, a move, linebackers hit the proper gaps, safeties come down with the proper leverage, and everybody stops the run. That has been exemplary. You earn the right to rush the passer. Like I said, they attack, they get after. So the way he's calling it, I think, has been perfect this year.
Yeah, you know, obviously people, if you're going to critique, say you got to get to the quarterback a little bit more. But those pressures were part of the reason those picks happened as well. And so I think the Rams continue to get around the quarterback, and you talked about DeMarco. It's the DBs that are fitting in the running game that make this whole thing worthwhile.
Physically.
We expect the D linemen to do it. We expect the linebackers to do it. But when your corners and safeties are fitting in the run game,
want to. Yes.
Selflessly, right? Because, again, I don't want to get banged up, but this is what I have to do. It opens up for everything on the back end, and that's why what makes great defenses great.
When you see that, you know they're playing for their coach and doing it right. Yeah.
I'm with you. I'll take pressures and picks over sacks. That being said, a 2-game drought, it's got to end tonight. With Aaron Donald in the building, you got to get a few, DeMarco.
I can never say what you just said. It's all about the sacks, but I get you. I do. I get you. Moving guys off their spot, what you did to Sam Darnold, getting him to give up on the play, so you'll have that extra defender. Like you said, you have a chance to make a play on him. I think that's great, but I love getting sacks too. I really do. Get in there, beat up Baker a little bit, let him know you're there, get in his head. That stuff works too.
You know, here's the thing too. Cade Otton is their second leading target at tight end, and that makes me feel the absence of Quentin Lake even more than I thought I would showing up at SoFi tonight.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's going to come down to Nate Landman being the guy that roams the middle of the field. Cade Otton catches all over the place. It's more run after catch than anything, and a guy that just got paid a lot of money, well-deserved. It's time for you to get that ball out again. And I think that's what, if we're going to talk about this defense and all that they do, they find ways to create turnovers. Regardless if it's a short field, long field, they find ways to take the ball away. And when you just pay a linebacker the money that you paid Nate Landman, it's time for you to have to show up and cover a little bit as well.
When we say make plays, that's what that means.
Yes.
Get the ball out, just don't make the tackle.
Which he's done. I mean, how much do they have to think of him to pay an off-ball linebacker at the midway point of his first season in Horns? He had already over-earned that veteran minimum.
Week 1.
Yeah.
Week 1.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, hold on. I'm going to call you in a couple days.
Right. And I would love to have that conversation because, you know, there might be a few guys that are bitter about that. We can have that general conversation.
Yeah.
We can watch film. We can watch both. Really, you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's for another day and another opponent. Let's get to offense. And look, it wasn't the most prolific day for Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay and company last week, but they did enough in the context of that Seahawks game. With Jamel Dean out tonight at corner for Tampa Bay, this feels like an opportunity to get back on track for Stafford.
You know, Sean McVay always has a great game plan versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. For whatever reason, he has a beat on Todd Bowles when he was in Arizona, when he went to it doesn't matter. He understands what they want to do and to how to attack them. You played a great defense last week, a great defensive front that did an awesome job. And so last week was last week. Let's learn from it. Let's get better, and let's move forward to where we know what we can do. It seems like Sean McVay goes, oh, this is just chapter 7. Todd Bowles chapter. Here we go. I'm going to run this, this, and this because they're still doing the same things. And so I think this is a great game for Matthew Stafford to light it up.
You know, I heard this. This is so funny. Like the Todd Bowles style defense has been around for so long. People had a good playbook on it when Sean McVay came into the league.
No question.
That's what I mean. So he knows exactly how to attack it, but you have to execute. That's number one. You have to execute. But Matthew Stafford has been on a heater. He's been on a tear. I would say tonight you got to help him. And I don't mean just blocking and running the football. I mean knowing your assignments, knowing where to line up so you don't have to burn timeouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing exactly where you need to be and no pre-snap penalties. That's how you help your quarterback stay in the game, stay on the field so he can make plays.
Do you think they have enough in the tight end room to stay with these 2 and 3 tight end looks even without Tyler Higbee?
I believe so. I think Kobe Parkins has done an awesome job. I believe this is going to be more about T. Ferg than anything. I believe this is the T. Ferg coming out party. You want to know why? Because it's a necessity now. We have to have it. It's necessary for it to be done. It's not like, hey, we got 4 tight ends for 3 spots. Now it's, hey, we got 3 tight ends, and this guy has to be one that goes down the field.
The only thing I don't know is which guy you put on the line as your end line blocker. That's what Higbee, the role he kind of assumed. Down and dirty, hand in the dirt, I got to move that edge or defensive end. So which tight end is going to assume that role? It's easier to play tight end when you're the move guy. You always got angles, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Now it's different where you got to root somebody out and you're at the point of attack. So I wonder which guy is going to be that role.
I think we'll see Tutu Atwell as soon as next week, but without Tutu and without Xavier Smith, you are missing kind of that speed element that can make a defense think about throwing it over their shoulder. So that's one more element against a good group of safeties tonight to keep an eye on. But the way that Stafford and McVay are going in the red zone right now has to be encouraging. Even if they didn't put up a ton of yards last week, the gun run to Kyron for a touchdown, the slant to Davante Adams, his only catch, the way they're producing on short fields is one of the biggest reversals in the entire NFL.
Well, we that was made in the offseason, obviously, when you brought in Davante Adams. And it's so crazy because when you see a receiver have 1 catch for 1 touch and he's taking pictures and he's happy about it, that just tells you the buy-in that you have. And it's really about Sean McVay forcing you to either stop the run or stop the fade from Davante. And if you do those two, we're going to throw the ball to Puka over here on a receiver screen. Or we're going to play action pass and get one of these tight ends in the flat. It's 4 things. You just have to guess right every time they come out in those formations.
You know, I was thinking about this. If I'm Todd Bowles or anybody's defense and I got Puka and Davante, I think I would devote some resources to stopping them, especially Davante. That is a no-win for any corner. And then I saw Vita Vea warming up behind me. I'm like,
he is the resource.
That's the resource.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I think that kind of cancels out, or at least you got a good start in the run game, and then I would try to cover those guys up. But, man, that guy's huge.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking back to last week and how that game should have been in prime time in everyone's opinion, right? Maybe the 2 best teams in the NFC. But we know why this one was placed on Sunday Night Football. It's Baker Mayfield's return to SoFi Stadium. It had to be under the lights, just like it was 3 years ago on Thursday Night Football when on 2 sleeps he did the unthinkable.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you asked me what are my lasting memories of that is, God, how many victory formation losses did we see leading up, and how many heartbreaks did we have? Yeah. It was just loss after loss, like 6 straight losses, and then here comes Baker, and he gets the win over the Raiders, and it was fun. It just, for a hot minute, we forgot about losing 6, and we remembered what winning felt like. So always indebted to Baker, but, you know, that kind of ended when he puts his helmet on.
Well, you know what's funny, too? Everybody may think about that Thursday night. I think of going into Seattle, right? And the game he put on, on the game he put on there in Seattle to get them out of the playoffs and almost winning that one, then I knew he was back.
Yeah.
Being that guy that everyone saw, the number 1 overall pick. But, DeMarco, you're right. Love you to death. Thank you so much.
Right.
But now you're on the other side.
Oh, that debt's been paid.
Yeah.
Tens of millions of times over. That debt has been paid.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Different.
Yes, sir.
And
he owes us.
Yeah.
That's a different. You
That's
owe us
true.
now.
That's true.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for Baker's circumstances, and he's overcome them this season. But you talk about 7 different starting offensive line combinations. He's not taking a rep with his top 3 receivers, Godwin, Evans, and Ibuka, yet this season. Without Irving, his top back again tonight, and yet they're still dangerous. They still put up a ton of points in Buffalo last week.
Look, Baker Mayfield is as tough as they come to get on. He's one of those quarterbacks that we talk about. Getting to him is only part of the issue.
Right.
Now you got to get him on the ground, and they do a great job of running the football behind that. So regardless of who he's had, they've been able to move the football. So, look, they're always dangerous as long as Baker Mayfield is behind center.
Yeah, I'll say this. If you're the Rams defense, I would say look in the mirror. The team you practice against, that's what you're seeing here, is the exact same offense. Downhill running game duo, play action pass, guys streaking off the field, trying to layer people behind. All those things are going to happen. So how do you stop that? Get pressure, stop the run first,
right,
and then you have to force Baker to look down. You can't allow him to look
don't let him jump out the window.
Or this other thing, if he gets to that 7-step drop on that play action pass, he can't hitch and throw it because we know where that's going and who that's going to. We just had to face one of those Ohio State wide receivers last week.
Oh, boy.
Here goes literally the same guy now just as a rookie. And so make sure that you figure out a way to slow down Mbuka as he's going down the field.
All right, let's talk about Aaron for a second. And my thought earlier this week was, even though he'll forever be remembered for bringing a championship to this city and clinching the Super Bowl and the NFC Championship game, what I really appreciate about the legacy of Aaron Donald is that he then played on to 22. And then he came back after that dismal year for 23. And the fact that the current stars on this defense got exposure to Aaron Donald, I think you can still feel his legacy in this Chris Shula defense right now. What stands out to you, and what will you think about when he's honored at halftime?
To me, I think it's the competitive spirit that he has, right? It's always hard when they bring guys in when you get older, they take your spot, and you have to teach them your ways. So every time I see Kobe Turner out there making plays, it reminds me of Aaron Donald, right? Even though, yes, he was brought in to be your running mate, I remember when he got a sack, and you were happier for him than he was that he got his sack, right? And so just the legacy of Aaron Donald for us coming here, 10 years ago, and the Rams coming over, and then him just being open to talk to everybody, right? He's a great guy, super competitive. I still think he's going to come back and play this year. I don't care what no one says, DeMarco.
Keep the pads out.
Yeah,
right there with you.
He works out like an animal.
You shouldn't be wearing his jersey if you believe
tell
that.
me no
Take it
all
off
you
right
want.
now, just in case.
Okay.
Keep the helmet right there. You never know, especially if the Rams – never mind. I would say this about Aaron. We have been waiting for you. Everybody that's ever put their hand down in this league and made a living, we've been waiting for you. We've been told for years, and nobody would believe us, that you can absolutely dominate the game from the D tackle position or defensive line position. Well, he just proved it. Now, no one has been able to work that damn hard. Nobody has had that kind of commitment. I don't care how great you are. No one has outworked this dude. So like I said, we've been waiting on you. It's been so much fun seeing every single snap, watching your technique grow, and you taking people with you. So this is going to be fun. I got to get a bobblehead. Like I said, I'm with you. I will never wear another dude's jersey or another guy's jersey unless it's number 99. I've never seen anything like it. You deserve this night. Absolutely.
Mic drop. That was beautiful, DeMarco. I love that. All right, before we close it out, time for the real deal matchup of the game, delivered by Little Caesars, the official pizza of the LA Rams. This is the segment where we focus on the matchups we think will be most intriguing. Who wants to lead off this segment?
Wow, most intriguing. Can I go with a whole group?
Sure.
How about the offensive line? You're going to be replacing a starter, right? We've been talking about Matthew
With a starter.
With a starter. Absolutely.
I think McClellan's a starter.
I got you. I'm with you. But, I mean, technically, Rob started last week. You're making a replacement. This is a different line combination, even if we know different. So I would say based on the film last week, they think they can get after you. Let's see if you can answer the bell today. Let's see if you can improve on last week. So if everything goes fine up front, Stafford is upright. He's delivering the football. They're running the football behind it. I think you'll make hay. But as long as the O-line versus their D-line versus Vea, keep him at bay. If that works out, you'll have a good chance to win this game.
Mine's going to be the DBs versus Mbuka.
Okay.
And because you did such a good job on JSN, which, I mean, granted, he didn't, go crazy, but did you see what he did today? It was insane what he did today. He didn't do that last week. You have another type of similar receiver, makes the same plays. He's their go-to guy. Can you get him, can you slow him down or shut him down and force Baker to go to option 2 or 3? I think that's going to be the way you win this game today.
Wouldn't you guys open your wallet to see 35 to 40 reps of Jared Verse against Tristan Wirfs?
Yes.
That's worth the price of admission tonight alone, isn't it?
Yes.
That's where I'm going. And the drought, Jared.
If you want to know what I'm looking at, it's probably going to be that. Yeah. I mean, how can you not look at Jared Verse? He just demands your attention because he talks so loud. You know what I mean? And then he makes plays behind it. Yeah. He's just one of them
Tristan
dudes.
Wirfs, though, is that's a big man too, man.
Okay.
That's going to be a heck of a matchup. This game has some great ones. We're excited to be here. I know for sure.
With that, we'll wrap it up here on the Rams pregame show, delivered by Little Caesars. Rams House, don't forget to order Little Caesars for the best deals on NFL game day. Click on the QR code at the bottom of your screen and enter code RAMS15 at checkout for 15% off. your game day order of $15 or more. Terms and conditions may apply. Pizza Pizza. Kickoff just after the top of the 5 o'clock hour, 5:20 on NBC. And, of course, you can always catch the three of us on the radio call, ESPN LA 710. For Farr and MJD, I'm J.B. Long. Rams and Bucs here at SoFi under the primetime lights. Enjoy.
You look good on defense.
Ooh.